The rain hadn't stopped for hours. It beat against the glass like 1,000 unanswered questions, each drop echoing in the hollow corners of Ethan Hale's apartment. The city lights flickered through the fog, reflecting in his untouched glass of whiskey. It was another sleepless night. Another night haunted by memories that refused to fade. Ethan had been a firefighter, once brave, once fearless. Until the fire 3 years ago. Until the night he lost everything, his partner, his confidence, his belief in himself. He had learned to live in silence, to breathe in guilt, and to carry on like a ghost among the living. And then the phone rang. A single call, unexpected, unfamiliar, and yet, strangely familiar. Hello. His voice was rough, barely human. There was a pause, a soft breath on the other side, and then a voice, gentle, trembling, alive. Is this Ethan Hale? Yes. Who's this? My name is Amelia Carter, she said. You don't know me, but you once saved my brother. Ethan froze. The name hit him like lightning. Carter. That was the family from the fire, the same fire that had burned half the city and left his partner, Liam, trapped inside. I don't think you have the right person, Ethan said quickly, heart pounding. But Amelia didn't stop. You carried him out of the fire. He told me before he died that a man with green eyes risked his life for him. That you refused to leave him. He wanted to thank you. Ethan closed his eyes. The memories roared back, flames devouring walls, screams in the dark, the choking smoke, and Liam's final words. Save them, Ethan. Don't look back. Why are you calling me? He whispered. Because, Amelia said softly, I think you saved more than just my brother that night. You saved me too. I was ready to give up on life after he died. But knowing someone tried, knowing someone cared enough to risk everything, it gave me a reason to keep going. The line went quiet for a moment, except for the sound of her breath and the rain outside. Ethan didn't speak. He couldn't. Then she said something that cut through the fog inside him. There's a reason I called tonight. I'm starting a small foundation, for families who've lost someone to tragedy. It's called the Ember Project. I need someone who understands what loss feels like. I need you. He wanted to say no. He should have said no. But something in her voice, that mix of hope and hurt, pulled him in. And so, against all logic, Ethan said the one word he hadn't spoken in a long time. Okay. The next day, the rain had stopped. Ethan arrived at a small community hall downtown, an old building with walls that smelled of memories and second chances. Inside, he found Amelia, standing by a window, sunlight spilling across her auburn hair. She turned and smiled, and in that single look, Ethan felt something he hadn't felt in years, peace. Thank you for coming, she said, extending her hand. Her hand was warm, real, grounding. He nodded. I'm not sure I'm the person you need. She smiled faintly. You're exactly who we need. They began working together, organizing events, writing letters, helping families heal. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into something deeper. Ethan found himself laughing again. Talking. Breathing. Amelia had a way of turning pain into light, of seeing beauty in broken things. She would sit by the window at night, telling stories of people who'd survived the impossible, while Ethan listened quietly, feeling the ice around his heart melt. One evening, as the city glowed beneath a silver moon, Amelia handed him a small box. What's this? He asked. Something my brother left behind, she said softly. He told me to give it to the man who saved him, if I ever found him. Ethan opened it. Inside was a small brass lighter, old, scratched, but engraved with 2 words. Keep fighting. His eyes burned. He hadn't cried in years. But that night, he did. Amelia placed her hand on his. He believed you were meant to live. Maybe, that's what fate is, not the things we lose, but the people who help us find ourselves again. Months passed. The Ember Project grew, helping dozens of families across the city. Ethan and Amelia became inseparable, 2 souls who'd walked through fire and found light in each other. But fate, as always, had its own plans. One cold evening, as Ethan was driving back from a charity event, his phone rang again. An unknown number. He hesitated, remembering the last time an unknown call had changed everything. Then he answered. Mr. Hale, a man's voice said urgently. There's been an accident. It's Amelia Carter. She's at St. Mary's Hospital. The world stopped. He reached the hospital within minutes, heart in his throat. The corridors smelled of antiseptic and fear. When he saw her, pale and still under the white lights, he felt the same helplessness he'd once felt in the fire. She's in critical condition, the doctor said. She was helping a child cross the road. A speeding car. Ethan didn't hear the rest. He sat beside her bed for hours, holding her hand, whispering prayers he didn't even believe in anymore. And then, as the night deepened, Amelia's eyes fluttered open. "You came," she whispered, voice barely a breath. "Always," he said, tears falling freely now. She smiled weakly. "Promise me something, anything. Don't stop helping people. Don't stop believing that one call can change a life. Mine changed because of you." Her hand grew still in his. The monitor's steady beep slowed, then faded into silence. The world felt colder after that. But Ethan didn't break this time. He carried her words like armor. A year later, the Ember Project became one of the largest support networks for survivors in the city. Ethan stood at the podium during the Foundation's anniversary, the brass lighter in his pocket, his heart full of both grief and gratitude. "This," he said to the crowd, "started with a phone call. One I almost didn't answer. That call changed my fate, my love, and everything I believed in. So if you ever get a call, from someone in need, from the past, from fate itself, answer it. Because sometimes, that's where healing begins." The audience was silent, moved. Outside, the rain began to fall again, soft, forgiving, and alive. And somewhere, in the rhythm of that rain, he could almost hear Amelia's voice. "Keep fighting.